Uploaded on October 9th, 2025, this video from the Outdoor Gear Review follows Luke, known for testing gear and braving real storms. This time he returns to North Carolina's Green Forest, a place soaked by rain and heavy silence. On his last trip, strange noises and a sudden crash left him uneasy. Now under a gray sky and distant thunder, he's back to find out what he missed.
This tree here is about 20 feet long. I can barely lift the rooted end. I'm not able to carry the entire tree. I could drag it a short distance, but even that would be difficult. The thing is, that morning when I came up to this tree, there were no drag marks on the ground. There were no holes in the ground where the tree was and then fell over. Looking at the roots here, you can see there's no dirt on them, meaning that this tree had been uprooted for a long time. Then somehow, this thing ended up here. I wish I could tell you all how this happened, but I do not have an explanation. What did I just find here? That's interesting, everyone. That is a tree marker used by scientists and whatnot to monitor tree growth and other conditions. That means this area was being studied for something. What's interesting though, there's only one marker. I've not seen any more. Usually when you find one, you'll find like a million of them. That is pretty unusual, to be honest.
As the rain eases, Luke makes his way back to a fallen tree, the same one that blocked his path on the previous trip. It's massive, nearly 20 feet long, lying perfectly across the trail. The roots are dry, clean, and untouched by mud. There are no drag marks, no torn soil, no sign it fell naturally. Somehow it had been moved here. He scans the forest, describing it as dense and claustrophobic, a maze of spruce and moss that hides everything beyond a few feet. He finds a scientific marker nailed to a trunk, a tag meant for monitoring tree growth. But there's only one of them. No pattern, no others nearby.
Because of all of these ferns. Tell me, folks, tell me this is not a green forest. So this just caught my attention here. Look at how this moss has been torn off of this tree. That's a pretty good size scrape, larger than my hand by a bit. We got some deer tracks going through here. I don't see anything, but I definitely heard something. It could literally be right over there and we wouldn't see it. And again, it's because this forest is so thick, so dense. I could have swore I heard something walking through the forest. It came from over here. Let's go check it out. When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. That tells me that something else is out here with me. Or there's a change in the weather, possibly a storm coming or something like that. Both can influence basically the noises that you hear in the forest. Completely silent.
The deeper he walks, the stranger the atmosphere becomes. Thick vegetation presses in on all sides, and every sound seems swallowed before it travels. Luke finds claw marks on a tree far larger than his hand. The camera lingers, showing the grooves shining with moisture. Then faint footsteps. He stops listening. It's not wind. It's not rain. Slow, deliberate steps move between the trees, and the silence that follows feels heavier than the sound itself. The forest goes completely still, the kind of silence that makes the air tighten. Luke speaks softly, noting that even the birds have stopped.
I am now hearing quite a bit of thunder from the north, and it concerns me. I could be completely wrong. I don't have cell phone service, but without a doubt, there's a thunderstorm out there, and based upon what I see with the clouds here, it's coming this way. I'm hearing something. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it sounds like footsteps. A tree just came down. It sounded like footsteps and like cracking wood. I think I just saw something move way back behind those trees. I am positive I saw something. We will hike over there once I'm finished up with lunch here. Unfortunately, everything in this forest is fallen and broken, so finding the exact spot may not be easy. Maybe it will be, but there's a possibility it won't.
By late afternoon, thunder rumbles from the south as fog drifts through the trees. Luke sets up his tarp shelter quick and light before the next storm. Rain begins to fall, tapping softly on the fabric. Then a sharp crack splits the silence. A tree crashes nearby and Luke spots something moving deep between the trunks before it fades into the fog. When quiet returns, he sits by camp, brushing away flies. The forest feels alive, wet, heavy breathing. Then a dull thud breaks the stillness, like something moving through the soaked ground as lightning flashes above. Viewers offered mixed theories. Some blamed weather and geology, quartz stone storm silence. Others noted trees don't move on their own and footsteps don't echo like that. A few warned the green forest might hide more than animals. As lightning flashes, Luke packs up, vowing to return with trail cameras. If it wasn't the storm or an animal, what was pacing around his camp in the fog? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Uploaded on June 23rd, 2025, this video comes from Exploring with Angelo, a channel known for real outdoor exploration and paranormal documentation. In this recording, Angelo, his friend Lomar, and his dog Kia traveled to the remote mountains of Nova Scotia, Canada, an area long associated with reports of strange noises and Bigfoot sightings. What begins as a simple overnight camp quickly turns into something far less ordinary.
I think that was the last rough trail that we had to drive down. Yeah, so we have the tarp going around and should have that set up in a few moments. And then I'm gonna definitely light up the cooker because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Now what you're gonna want to do is put it on the hottest spot so it sears, which is basically right there. Got a pretty good sear so far on one side. These sausages are cooking fast. Lomar was explaining the story. So you said there was 2 sightings or just one? 1902
No.
And then 2019?
Yeah, there was one. There's a few in the area, I know that.
Okay.
One of them was in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, so as he was saying, there was one apparently that was seen along like the side of one of the roads in this area. Then what was it? Ran over the mountain and then into the valley?
It ran over the guardrail.
Oh,
Into here.
into here. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility that a Bigfoot is living out here, and who knows what the hell else could possibly be out here. You never really know. There have been rumors of this place being haunted as well, so sightings of apparitions and noises and all sorts of weird things.
The footage opens with faint knocks, low groans, and distant growls. Angelo explains that they've entered a region with a long history of unusual encounters. The weather is wet and cold. As they drive along muddy back roads, the forest grows dense branches, scraping the sides of the vehicles. After searching for a clearing, they finally set up camp, stretching a tarp between 2 cars to create shelter from the rain. They gather damp firewood and manage to light a small fire. Dinner begins with New York strip steak and spicy Italian sausages cooked over open flame. The rain continues, but the mood remains calm. Angelo seasons his food with salt, pepper, and garlic while Kia waits nearby. After eating, they drink coffee and talk about past reports of Bigfoot sightings in the area, including one from 1902 and another from 2019, both describing a large creature moving through fences and across roads.
Oh, it looks pretty abandoned, I think. Actually, it looks like they're kind of doing something on the inside. Huh. Hello? Anybody here? Yeah, I don't know if anybody actually like lives here. It could just be like a hunting shack or something. It starts freaking pouring. What was that? Okay, I just heard something. It sounded like something metal. Okay. Alright, somebody explain how that just happened. That, like, metal bucket looking thing is now on the ground. What the f***? Someone here? I could have sworn that was like, I'm pretty sure that was like right there in front of the door. Hello? It's creepy. Oh, here's something. What is that? I'm hearing something back there. Weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and put that back. I don't know how the hell that went flying, but...
Later, Angelo decides to investigate a nearby cabin. The path is muddy and visibility is poor. When he reaches the porch, a sudden metallic crash breaks the silence. A heavy bucket falls to the ground. He looks around but sees no one. The bucket, he notes, is heavy and couldn't have fallen easily. As the rain picks up, he returns to camp.
You're moaning? Okay, now I'm hearing another one from a different...
Yeah, what is that, dude?
The campers claim to have heard bizarre whooping calls and knocking sounds at night. Found a trail of large prints crossing a hiking path. No visual sighting, but audio was allegedly recorded but not released public. Can you hear that?
What the...
Bigfoot? Or whatever the hell that made that sound? That sounded very unnatural. It's so dark and hazy out here. Oh, oh, oh. I think that's what he does, something like that. Oh? Booga booga booga? I don't see nothing. I don't know, maybe that was actually a Bigfoot just now. I mean, we keep hearing something. I've never heard anything quite like that before. Okay, I just heard another knock. Oh, I think I just saw eyes over there. That was just me, guys. What the hell? Something just whistled exactly the way I did it. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna backtrack for a moment. I keep hearing something. Okay, let's just start making our way back. Screw this. Okay, that was just that howling again. Okay. I'm waiting to see if we hear anything else at this point, but I'm kind of ready to just start backtracking. Let's just go get back to camp and get out of this damn rain. Oh. What was that? I swear that... What is that? Oh, 3 knocks. What is going on?
Soon after, a new series of sounds begins. Distant howls echo through the forest, followed by sharp, rhythmic knocks. Kia reacts immediately. Angelo and Lomar listen closely, trying to determine the direction. The howls don't match any known animal in the region. Angelo steps away from the tarp, with his flashlight and camera describing the noises as unnatural. In the dark, 2 eyes reflect the beam of light. He whistles once, and something whistles back.
You good?
Yeah.
What happened?
Some weird sounds, really.
Yeah, I also heard some weird sounds, too.
Yeah, like unhuman type of sounds. It was
Like moaning? I heard
something
like...
in distress.
Oh. Like I heard some really weird like moaning that I've legit like never heard before. So what do you think? What do you think's out here?
In this spot?
Do you think there's a Bigfoot still out here?
I think there's a creature though. I don't think it may not be a Bigfoot, but there might be like a cryptid or a creature like lingering. Like,
I mean, there's got to be something out here. Those were not like normal noises. We definitely heard something out here. I can't definitively say whether that was or was not Bigfoot. It very well could have been. I don't really know. We were actually going to sleep here tonight, but seeing as how it's so muddy now, like literally everywhere we step, it's just gross. So we're going to pack it in and head back, but it was definitely a good adventure. We camped out for a long time.
Back at camp, the storm grows stronger. Angelo activates a spirit box beneath the tarp. Static fills the air before distinct words break through horrific. Hunt, wild beast. The men exchange looks but continue recording. Moments later, 3 knocks echo from the distance. The rain intensifies and the forest falls silent again. By morning, the campsite has turned into thick mud. They eat what's left of their food and begin to pack. Angelo says he cannot explain the noises they heard, but confirms they were real. Viewers were divided. Some blamed weather and wildlife. Others noted the moving bucket returning whistle and knocks. An axe at 47th to 32 went unnoticed by the team. A few linked the growl to Sasquatch recordings and warned Nova Scotia sightings are often aggressive. Angelo later said he might return to the same location once the weather clears, but the questions remain. What caused the heavy knocks, the howls in the distance, and the voice on the spirit box that called itself a wild beast? If it wasn't the storm, what was it? Uploaded on December 11, 2021, this video comes from Trent the Traveler, a YouTube creator known for documenting his solo van life across America. He travels with his dog Millie, camping in remote forests, cooking by the fire and turning isolation into entertainment. But in this episode, what begins as another lighthearted night alone in the woods soon takes a quieter, unsettling turn.
So anyway, I'm gonna find some wood here for the fire. This seems like a really good solid stick that'll burn nice and great. This is just a nice little, good old-fashioned pine wood. Millie, can you please help me find some sticks? I am having trouble right now. I need more sticks like this. Can you help me find more sticks? You gotta get some dead leaves off the ground. Make sure, though, they are dead and dry. I'm being so loud right now. So you wanna take a big old clump of these bad boys, light your lighter, and let the world burn. Okay, the sun has officially set, and now I am amongst the darkness of this forest, all alone, trying to gather some firewood, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's kind of spooky. You start hearing noises. If you listen for too long, you start seeing things move. If you stare for too long, what is that? Okay, that looks weird. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Why is there a random recliner in the middle of the woods? Okay, there was just a weird humming that I heard.
The video starts with Trent parking deep inside a national forest. As daylight fades, he collects firewood, laughing at how peaceful the place feels. Then his flashlight catches something unexpected. An old reclining chair half covered in leaves sitting perfectly upright in the middle of the forest. He stares at it for a moment, then jokes that it looks like a throne for ghosts.
Going for us? I blame this on you? Okay, there we go. Now we got a good fire going again. You know, believe it or not, but building and maintaining a good fire, I am going to dry this tofu out. And the way we do that, we just put a little daggum, what's this called? A towel, freak. We can put a towel down, put your tofu down, and you want to wrap it up. Just give it a nice little squish. Oh, dang, she boiling already. Okay, chill. I'm gonna be snacking on these peppers, you know what I'm saying? They're good. I just heard something outside. Hello? Hello? I could have sworn I just heard something outside. Millie, can you go check on that for me, please? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. You know, as long as it doesn't happen again. Whoever's out there, I'm making dinner if you want any. Just come on in. Oh! Woo!
He returns to camp and starts cooking tofu and rice inside his van. The door is wide open, the light spilling into the woods. Millie sits nearby, alert. Suddenly, a loud thump echoes outside. The camera shakes slightly and Trent freezes. He laughs it off, saying if someone's out there, come have dinner, but the sound doesn't repeat, just silence heavier than before.
Ooh, girl, here we go. It is a night full of gaming. Got some WoW booted up, ready to game with a delicious meal. Look at that. Look at that beautiful meal right there. It's basic, but I guarantee you it is tasty.
Later that night, he plays World of Warcraft as the fire outside fades. He ends the night quietly saying it's time to sleep, the van door still slightly open. The frame fades to black, but the forest, as always, is still awake. Comments split fast. Many scolded the open van door and uncovered windows get blackout curtains, one said. A former officer warned, "It's people you should fear." Others flagged odd visuals, a ceiling shadow, and a misty orb drifting toward the camera. A few admired his composure, he just kept cooking. Trent never admits anything unusual. Viewers meanwhile report footsteps, childlike voices, and faces at windows from their own nights outside. So which is it, nerves in the dark? Or something that waits there? Uploaded on October 10th, 2025, this video comes from Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel known for exploring abandoned sites, haunted forests, and unexplained encounters across North America. This time, Dan, the channel's host, ventures into a forest on the outskirts of Illinois long rumored to be home to Bigfoot and the remnants of old cult activity from the 1990s. He begins the night with 2 cameras rolling, unaware that within hours he'll be chased by lights, voices, and gunfire echoing through the trees.
Tonight, we are headed in to the forest in our search of any evidence for Bigfoot. It's been a long time since I've been in this forest. The last time I was in here was one of the scariest nights of my entire life. Not only is Bigfoot known to be in this forest, there has been rumors of cult activity. There's been evidence of past cult activity, like back in the 90s. Tons of paranormal activity, which I have captured myself, and many, many other things. Other cryptids, other sightings of unexplainable creatures. Okay, we're headed into the Bigfoot forest, number 2. So I'm already hearing noises coming from all over the place. Definitely hearing some animals back there. So I think we're going to hit this trail. I don't have any reason in particular why we're going to hit this trail, but I'm thinking it's a good idea. Last time I was here, I definitely encountered some paranormal stuff out here.
As the video opens, Dan welcomes viewers and recalls a past visit, a night so terrifying he almost quit exploring. Locals once called this the Bigfoot Forest, though others claimed darker things lingered there, rituals, strange lights, and unmarked trails. He sets out deeper into the woods, documenting every sound. A crack in the distance, the faint bark of an animal, then silence. At the 5-minute mark, his flashlight catches a familiar path, one that leads to where he saw something years before. He hesitates but continues.
Yeah, this is absolutely where I was before. Because I remember how this trail split into 2. Dude, there's gunshots over there. There was 100% gunshots over there. There was it was literally a shotgun going off directly in that distance, or in that direction. There was a shotgun going off for sure in this forest. That didn't sound that far away. That was a gun going off, dude. Oh man. I don't think this trail leads anywhere. Oh, shh. Yo, see that guy? See that deer right there? Oh, man. Oh.
Moments later, Dan freezes. That was a gunshot, he whispers. It's distant, but unmistakable, the sharp echo of a shotgun rolling across the valley. He keeps walking until a deer appears ahead, unmoving its eyes, reflecting light straight into his lens. Dan lowers his camera. The animal doesn't flinch. He mutters, "That's not normal." Some believe this could be a not deer, a shapeshifter of local folklore.
I hear something. I hear something. Straight ahead. Straight ahead, there's movement. Something's moving to my right. Something's moving up there too. Alright, I'm not hearing anything else. I definitely heard some distinct movement without a doubt back there. Without a doubt. Like 100% there was movement back there. Guys, I just saw light. I just saw a flashlight in front of me. Hello? Yeah, there's somebody else out here besides me. Yeah, I saw that. That was weird though, because where I saw them was like I saw that light go through like the forest area back there. Like I just saw a brief flash of some light. I should have it on video. At first I thought it was that there was a sign over there. I thought it was reflecting off the sign, but I really don't think that's the case. There is definitely someone out in this forest besides me. Why is somebody out in the middle of the woods with a flashlight? And then I'm saying, hey, hello, like, who's there? And they aren't responding, but they are still moving around. I do not like that. What was that over there? I thought I just heard something move up ahead. I thought I just heard something move up that way. Oh! Yo! Dude, that was just knocking. That was just knocking. Oh! That was just somebody screaming. Dude, right after we did that, it sounded like somebody, well, not right, but like, it sounded like somebody screaming back there. I've never, ever heard anything like that before in my life. What is going on here? Okay, I am getting out of here, guys. There's like at least 2 people, if not 3.
Deeper in the tension grows rhythmic knocks on trees, then a single scream far away. He spots a flashlight flickering between trunks, but when he calls out, it shuts off instantly. Dan now realizes he's being watched. He retreats toward the main trail, but the noises follow footsteps, whispers, then more gunfire closer this time. Out of breath, he hides behind a fallen log, whispering that there are at least 3 people out there with lights. When he finally reaches the entrance, he recounts what just happened, the lights chasing him, the growls, the screaming, and the eerie feeling that something or someone was leading him deeper on purpose. He ends the video abruptly, saying he won't return here again. Viewers split into camps. Some said it was trespassers or hunters, noting Illinois' open hunting zones. Others insisted the sounds were too coordinated, the lights too deliberate. A few pointed out the unmoving deer, arguing it matched descriptions of not deer sightings from Appalachia to the Midwest. Several warned Dan to never explore alone again, especially in places once used by cults. Dan never confirmed what he saw that night. But when you strip away the myths, Bigfoot cult skinwalkers, you're still left with the same question. If the screams and lights weren't animals, who else was out there in that forest waiting in the dark? Uploaded on October 13th, 2025, this video comes from Exploring with Angelo, a channel known for real outdoor adventures and eerie night explorations across Canada. In this episode, Angelo and his friend Frank camp for 2 nights in a remote Ontario forest, planning to fish and film by the river. But locals say this place is different, haunted by whispers in the fog, strange moving lights, and the legend of a lost RCMP boat. Angelo has explored haunted woods before, yet this one feels heavier, as if the forest itself is watching.
Man, I am not looking forward to winter. It was such a beautiful summer. Well, I guess while you unpack that, I'm gonna start a fire for us.
Please.
That's better. Man, I knew it was gonna be cold, but I didn't expect it to be this freaking cold. Should be good in about 4 minutes.
Very satisfying.
Like really, really big. So Frank can take one whole side, and I could just take the complete opposite side, and then we could set up the living room and the kitchen in between, right? I guess we gotta get started. All right. What the hell was that? That came from that direction, right?
Yeah, and I just heard a thump.
In the water, or?
I'm not. Is there water over there?
Well, the river comes this way.
Okay, then. Yeah, but it sounded like a plastic, like something hitting plastic.
Well, that's weird.
Hell?
Right?
The video begins with the 2 men unloading gear from their truck as daylight fades. The air is damp and cold, their breath turning white, as they carry wood and pitch a large 8-person tent. It should have been a normal evening, yet the silence feels unnatural, as if the trees themselves are listening. While setting up a sudden crack echoes from the river, a sound like plastic snapping. Angelo turns his camera toward the noise and discovers an old mold-covered shirt caught in the brush. He shrugs it off, but the tone shifts. Every sound seems louder now, every movement sharper.
Did some nighttime fishing for the first time. Left the net there. I hope it will touch something. I can't even see where either of us are. It's so dark out here.
Well, the current carries it outwards.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I could really care less at this point. But bon appetit.
Bon appetit. What was that weird noise from earlier today? Was that natural, or can you tell me if that was one of you guys or whatever's out here? Literally nothing. How strange.
The noise was me.
The noise was me. Who's me?
My name is Mildred.
My name is Mildred, okay. Mildred, did you... That didn't even sound... I don't even know. It didn't even really sound like a person? I mean, I guess it kind of did. I don't know. Was the noise... you, Mildred, for sure? Or am I talking to two different things here?
Later that night, they sit beside the fire cooking burgers under a fog that clings low to the ground. The fishing nets come up empty, and the river moves quietly beneath the mist. Wanting to test a theory, Angelo pulls out a spirit talker device. At first, there's only static. Then one word cuts through the silence, Mildred. Both men freeze. Frank looks at Angelo. Angelo stares back, unsure whether to laugh or be afraid.
Oh! Shit, what? What?
Holy shit.
What?
Dude.
What?
Dude, I was just getting some wood. I seen like this shadow thing. Listen, you see what I just seen?
What did you see?
There was like some shadow thing. So then I like went to go see, like maybe I thought, whatever, I seen someone in the corner of my eye, and it started coming at me on all fours. I just... What the f was that?
So wait, you saw something, like a shadow figure.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Shadow, tall, lanky, and then it just kind of went down all fours and started coming at me. What was that?
Okay, so I guess there's something I need to tell you about this place.
Oh, great.
I think I saw what you just saw the last time I was here.
Oh, come on.
And not only that, but I'm not the only one who's apparently seen it. So it was on that side?
Yeah, except I was like further down, like another, just out of sight, you could say, on the right side.
Yeah. Are you sure it was, like, it wasn't an animal or anything? Well, you said it was tall and then went down.
Yeah, that was no animal.
Oh, crap.
Where
was that? Wait, tell me that was our shadow. I saw something, but it was like higher. It wasn't even on the ground, so that's why I'm like, maybe it was just our shadow.
Okay.
But I swear it went from like left to right, and I don't think either of us were even moving at that point, so.
What the hell?
You heard that, right?
Yeah. Huh?
I guess we kind of got what we came for.
Yep. I don't know what I got.
This time it was more, I couldn't tell, maybe it was a moose?
I couldn't tell you.
You didn't hear that?
I heard it, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
If there is a moose out here, it doesn't make what we just heard.
No, and I'm pretty sure you'd hear a moose trampling through.
Yeah.
Here, let's walk into a spider. I thought it was a spider.
It is a spider.
Oh.
Good little guy. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell moved that branch? I don't even think you were close enough to it.
Dude, there's something like really fucked up out here.
What the hell? I just heard like a noise. What? Man, I swear it sounded like it was right behind me. I heard something. Was that a person talking?
Wait, you heard a person talking?
I just heard, well, I wasn't sure it was a person, but...
I heard like a weird clicking noise.
And what the hell?
You heard
Yeah.
Were you facing the camera in this direction?
Yep.
Did you happen to see like a person in a red shirt?
I did not. I wasn't looking with my eyes, but the camera was that way.
They weren't tall. I mean, I couldn't see the person, but I could tell it was a red shirt.
What the fuck?
Like a red t-shirt.
Moments later, Frank suddenly yells. He claims he's seen something tall and thin crawling on all fours just beyond the fog. The camera jerks toward the sound, but nothing is there. Only darkness and the faint clicking of something moving through the brush. The forest grows restless. Footsteps seem to circle the tent. The fire flickers and the clicking returns louder this time. Angelo whispers, trying to stay calm. In one moment, the camera catches a faint red figure standing still between the trees gone the instant he refocuses. By dawn, the world is quiet again. The camp remains untouched. No prints in the dirt, no signs of intrusion. The river drifts peacefully under the morning mist as if the night before had never happened. When the video went live, comments flooded in. Most viewers were happy to see Frank return, but others pointed out strange details, faint voices, heavy breathing, and an eerie clicking sound in the dark. Some said it was just the wind or wildlife. Others believed the forest itself was alive with something unseen. Angelo ends the video calmly, thanking his viewers and driving away as the fog swallows the trail behind him. Yet one question lingers: if nothing unusual happened, then what made the sounds that everyone heard? The forest gave no answers, only silence, and something still waiting beyond the trees. Uploaded on May 5th, 2025. This video comes from Lexi Ray, a channel about quiet mountain living and life close to nature. That day, Lexi checked the trail cameras around her rural home after reports of mountain lions nearby. Even her neighbors had caught one on video. The air was calm, the kind of silence that feels heavier than peace.
At like 3 a.m., I woke up to 2 gunshots, which sounded like it was right in our backyard, and I was like, what the hell? So in the morning, I texted our neighbor, and I was like, was that you out there shooting? And he said, yeah, a mountain lion came up right to his house, and that triggered his motion lights, and so yeah, he scared it off with his gunshots. And that's just right there, and he said it came from our direction, so hoping to catch something good on these. So this particular game camera does not record video, unfortunately, and if it does, it always messes it up. So there's some videos of us just walking and a lot of deer that I went through and deleted a lot of it because too many deer. There I am on my way to work at 4 a.m. Some more deer. You can see I really haven't checked it in a while because there's snow in these. Lucy loves chasing our car. And then here we are having a bonfire and enjoying the morning. Enjoying a little walk. This is on the 12th. I knew I would find a mountain lion on these. Bro. And then the next day, looks like the same mountain lion. And then 2 weeks later, another mountain lion. Yeah. A few days later, another mountain lion that looks actually like a male, like it's different than the last 2 mountain lions.
Lexi begins with the first camera, one she admits hasn't been checked in months. The footage shows long winter days, snow, and familiar scenes: her dog George, the neighbor's car, and several deer crossing the field. Then, between the ordinary clips, something different appears. A thin mountain lion walks slowly across the frame, cautious, its ribs visible under the skin. The next day, the same cat returns. 2 weeks later, another appears, larger, heavier, clearly male. Lexi recalls waking up once at 3 a.m. to the sound of gunshots behind her house. Her neighbor had fired into the dark to scare a lion off his porch. The animal, he said, came from the direction of her property.
George hurt his leg the other day. He hurt himself on this metal thing that's sticking up precariously that we need to cut down. He cut open his knee. He had to get stitches, which costed us $1 million. Okay, this card just had a bunch of deer, but they sure are cute. You can see this deer bounding away from something. Another one. See, this one captures just fun little animals, like this cute turkey just minding its business all alone. Or like this bunny rabbit. I don't know what type of bunny it is, or if it's a hare or what, but it sure is cute. Or this fox. That might be the same bunny. And then this is Ringo, our local wild kitty. Somehow he survives out here year after year.
Her dog George had been injured just weeks earlier, a deep cut on his knee from a piece of exposed metal, she explains. Still, the timing left her uneasy. The second camera revealed even more movement. Deer, turkeys, foxes, and a stray cat named Ringo that had somehow survived in the woods for years. Each night brought new flashes of motion shadows slipping past the lens and eyes glowing for a split second before vanishing back into the trees. When the video went live, viewers flooded the comments with warnings. One wrote, "Probably catch wolves soon." Lexi replied, "You're probably correct. I checked the live map, they aren't too far." Others pointed out how the same lion kept reappearing thinner, hungrier each time. Some noticed how quiet the forest sounded, as if the smaller animals had already fled. Lexi ended the video saying she would check the cameras more often, but one comment stood out pinned beneath the upload: "If there are mountain lions already, wolves won't be far behind." That's all for tonight's video. On October 5th, 2025, Dee from Dee's Dark Adventures set out to film another night in the woods. Her channel documents real encounters in abandoned and haunted locations, where isolation and darkness often blur the line between curiosity and danger. That night, she and Bear ventured deep into the forest toward an old livestock pen. The air was still, heavy, and cold, the kind of silence that feels unnatural. Moments later, the recording shook violently. Something had gone wrong before the story even began.
But those woods look closer than they are. What?
Did you hear that?
Listen, listen.
Holy smokes, look.
Dude, turn.
I just heard something come from the barn. That was 2 huge blacks.
I wonder if it was answering the one back there.
Did you hear that?
That wasn't a gun, was it? That one knock.
It was like some little...
Dude, careful, you're gonna break your damn leg. I'm wondering if it answered the knock from that one over there.
Yeah, I just heard something like walking right behind me.
Dude, this place is crazy, I'm telling you. Screams, everything.
Hours earlier, Dee and Bear set up their gear beside the collapsed livestock pen, a place long abandoned. Moss-covered beams, rusted nails, and silence thick in the air. They had barely started recording when a series of knocks echoed from the woods. It wasn't the wind. The night was perfectly.
I told you, when something landed on that barn and like took off or something, like a huge rock or something big, it had to be 80 plus pounds that landed on that.
80 pounds?
On the barn, and it didn't break, it didn't bend, it didn't nothing. Like, it was just so heavy, it had to be something huge, and I'm just 80 pounds at least. If it was any bigger, it would have crushed it. All right.
Is that an eyeball?
Yeah.
Is that a huge eyeball?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, my bad. I don't see it. We need to find a spot and sit and be quiet and watch.
Put down some tadpoles.
So far, we're the ones walking and they're doing stuff. I think that we walked into them knocking, but they would usually stop.
I wasn't happy with my knock. That old post.
What was that?
How would you call a dog?
How?
Everybody says you don't want to. Like, yeah.
No, you don't.
How would you tell me a dog? Whoa.
Stop.
Hey, a minute ago there was something big over there.
Hold on, dude. Did you hear that?
That's something different. Yeah, last thing, I've been listening over here.
What? I'm trying, man. That wasn't real. That wasn't a real goose.
That sounded crazy.
That sounded weird.
Is there water around here?
There's a river, but it's way that way. Like, 30, 40, maybe an hour walk. Now the owl's over there.
That is so crazy, man. It's like the owl's going with it too. The first thing was back right behind you.
I know. That's what they do, man.
That was two totally different signs.
Moments later came another sound, like ducks or geese calling nearby, though there was no water anywhere close. 2 sharp knocks struck the pen walls, and Dee's camera caught a faint yellow glimmer deep in the trees, eyes reflecting from the dark. As they moved farther in, the trail vanished beneath branches and fog. A loud crack stopped them in their tracks. Dee's flashlight flickered. Then came the crash. Something heavy, at least 80 pounds, hit the roof above without leaving a mark.
My light is not dead. Oh my God! My lights are getting killed. Yeah, it's the second one. I've only got one left. Dang. All right. Stupid light, get off. I'm stuck on these stupid bushes. I'm gonna come out a little bit more. Well, I can't see. The closer I get to these, I can't see over, and I keep hearing things. So I'm trying to be as far back as I can. Wow! All right, my whistle's scared. Listen.
Ow, son of a... What the heck just happened? What happened? Hey, what just happened? Huh? Holy smokes, man, you're freaking way back here. Come on. Hey, we gotta get, how do we even get out of here? That drove you back? That was through a whole freaking field.
Oh, my back is fucked.
There's a path. It just yanked you right through all that.
Where's my camera?
I don't know.
Oh my God, here. It's still going. Oh my God. It just drugged me.
I gotta get my camera.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, we gotta go.
I have no idea. Get your bag.
I'm trying. Go get your stuff. I got mine. Go.
I got your one bag. Come on.
It was thorns.
Let me see.
I don't want to let right now.
Come on.
We'll get to the truck. Go. Oh my God, my back is bleeding. I can feel it. It wouldn't let go until I said Jesus. As soon as I said Jesus, it let go. I want to go. Are you okay?
Sorry.
Oh my God, dude, my bag. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go this way. I don't know.
The forest fell silent until a deep growl rolled through the trees. The smell that followed was sharp and rotten. Dee described feeling watched, the air colder on one side of the trail than the other. In a clearing, they found flattened leaves, as if something large had been lying there. Then came running steps, branches snapping, and a howl that circled them from every direction. Dee's camera caught the eyes again, closer this time. Her light flickered once more, and a red glow flashed above Bear, 6 feet off the ground. Then came movement, fast, violent. She was pulled backward, the camera crashing into the dirt. The footage turned chaotic. Muffled shouts, rustling, struggle. Dee cried out in pain. Then, through shaking breaths, she uttered one word. Everything stopped. Moments later, her voice returned, trembling, gasping, as they fled the forest, leaving everything behind. The video ended in silence. Viewers later noticed a dark figure ducking behind a tree, the faint sound of footsteps just before the attack. One viewer wrote, "When you yelled Jesus, I had goosebumps. It proves these things are not animals." Another warned, Don't go looking for monsters unless you're ready to find one. No one could explain why the noises stopped the instant she spoke that word. Dee later confirmed she suffered minor injuries, but never released the full uncut footage. Since that night, she hasn't said whether she plans to return to that forest again. And as one comment read, "When you peer into the darkness, it peers back." Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. On September 27, 2025, a new upload appeared on High Gear, a channel known for unfiltered off-road rides, crashes, and encounters caught entirely on helmet cameras. That day, the rider set out into the Italian countryside for what seemed like a normal dirt adventure. The sky was gray, the wind restless, and the path ahead slick from early rain. What started as another test of skill would soon become a battle against the elements, and endurance itself. The video opened with rough terrain, uneven hills, mud trails, and hidden rocks waiting beneath tall grass. Within minutes, the rider's tires began to slip, losing grip on the wet ground. As the sky darkened, the rain intensified. Visibility dropped, the lens covered in droplets. The rider cursed the tires, complaining they couldn't hold traction on wet grass. Still, he pushed forward, laughing under his breath, determined to keep moving.
Hey, Vladimir found great right here. Oh, be careful because these tires are not so good on the grass, you know. Good shit. We came to the more fucked up road than this one. I like it.
Okay, this is a road, man. We need to get somewhere on this shit, but we gotta keep it slow because look at these rocks, and the suspension of this bike is so trash. It's unbelievable. Big ass motherfucker. Nice. Yeah, we get in it. I hope we don't end up in the river stream, man. Oh my god, look at it where we are.
Following the GPS, he tried to find a safer path through the woods. The route twisted into narrow passages lined with stone and mud. The uphill climb was brutal. The engine roared, wheels spinning helplessly.
I gotta say,
Vladimir didn't know that this bike has a ventilator too.
So it was raining here. If you didn't realize that till now. The ground is a little bit wet, but it's still rideable. Very nice.
Oh my god. It must be somewhere here. Here is the linear. So my friends, with the help of the GoPro, I found these bitches, and they're still gonna work, but I don't know how I'm gonna put them on the bike. I have some tools in the seat, don't have a clue which ones. First of all, I got to turn around the bike and put it on the main stand. In middle of Nebraska, nigga lost his fucking motocross bike parts, man. Holy fuck, man. So as I said, the bike shuts down if the stand is put down and you put in first gear. That's some safety bullshit, you know? So I need something bigger than this shit, man. Okay, this is fucked already. Fucking hell. Guys, you know, oh, I did that like nothing. This fender is fucked. I mean spring. It's twisted. Probably because of the natural design, which is shit. Okay, whatever. We can continue. Holy motherfucker, man. Yes, good that I have the main stander too, man. I would have complications without it. I fixed that bitch, but what happened now is shit started raining, bro. Fucking god, man, it's fucking with me. That's some real enduro bullshit. Oh, bro, I feel the rain much more than earlier. Fuck off. Oh man, look at the rain. Started just now, man.
When he finally reached the top, his voice broke through the wind. Relief mixed with exhaustion. The narrow forest road forced him to slow down. The suspension creaked over loose stones. He mentioned the smell of mushrooms in the damp air and how the uneven ground made it hard to stay on course. By the 11-minute mark, something came loose. The headlight had fallen off. He stopped, lifted the seat, and began looking for tools. After a few failed attempts to fix it, he decided to move on. Following the dirt trail, he finally reached an open area, and there, standing alone on the hillside, was an abandoned house. He laughed quietly, half joking about moving in. Inside, the walls were stripped bare. The only thing left was a rusted bed frame. For a moment, he stood silent, looking around. Then, without a word, he stepped back outside, mounted the bike, and rode into the storm once more. When the video went live, the comment section filled quickly. Others focused on the weather. Love the terrain, so nice trails. But others noticed something different. The silence that hung over the footage. It wasn't about the challenge of the trail anymore. It was the feeling of being too far from everything else. The writer never said where that house was, nor if he ever returned. One viewer summed it up in a single line: "No monsters, no ghosts, just a man and his machine against the world." On July 11, 2025, a new video appeared on the channel Sydney State of Mind. Sydney, a solo traveler who lives and films out of her SUV, had set out once again. This time, she crosses the misty coastline of Oregon and into Washington state. Her channel usually documents her quiet life on the road, camping alone, cooking in her car, and exploring forgotten corners of the Pacific Northwest. But this trip would be different. It began with scenic beaches and ended with a night she would describe as one of the worst she'd ever experienced. The video opened with Sydney driving through the Oregon coast, planning to visit the state's most iconic landmarks, Cannon Beach, Ecola State Park, and several historical sites tied to the Goonies film. At Cannon Beach, she stopped to admire Haystack Rock, the famous sea stack rising from the gray water. At a nearby viewpoint, she encountered a stranger whose behavior felt off.
Somebody back there is being kind of sketchy and approached somebody else at the scenic stop. And also when I got out of my car, he walked over here. In lieu of sketchy people being here, I just flew my drone, and the drone shots were so pretty. It's time to move on.
The camera shook slightly as she laughed it off, deciding instead to keep her distance and send up her drone for a few quick shots before leaving. The next clips showed the coastline from above, cold, quiet, and empty. She then traveled north to Ecola State Park, where the scenes from the Goonies were filmed. Soon after, she found herself walking along a beach scattered with driftwood and a single grave marker dated 1865. Its inscription read, "Known only to God." Further down the coast, Sydney reached the wreck of the Peter Iredale, a ship that ran aground in 1906 during a storm. The corroded ribs of the hull still jutted from the sand, surrounded by gray surf. She explained that the wreck had once been nearly intact but had slowly vanished over the years. From there, she visited Fort Stevens, the only military installation on the U.S. mainland ever attacked during World War II, and Fort Clatsop, the winter shelter of Lewis and Clark. Between sights, she spotted a coyote wandering near the road. Its appearance in daylight made her uneasy, and later, a herd of elk grazing silently in the field. Crossing the bridge into Washington, the tone of the video shifted. Her campsite for the night was filthy, trash everywhere, wet ground, a sense of neglect. While flying her drone, it malfunctioned and hit both her and the side of her car. She laughed nervously, brushing it off, but the camera caught her eyes scanning the dark woods around her. Hours later, she said she couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right.
It's nearly 2 in the morning and I don't feel safe here anymore. Something just kept telling me to leave that site. My gut just kept telling me to leave because I thought that I would be trapped here if I waited until the morning. Trapped with a downed tree or something. Because it's raining and it's been raining all night and there was a giant hill with leaning trees next to my site. So I just didn't feel good about it. So yeah, I'm leaving. I kept trying to fight my gut, but it just kept telling me telling me to leave. I could just park there. That's like a good spot.
Around 2 a.m., rain began to fall, and her instincts told her to leave before the road washed out. The next morning, she woke up miles away, exhausted, the sky still gray as she ended her trip near Seattle. Viewers later praised her intuition. Others warned, coyotes out in daylight can be dangerous. Some mentioned Fort Stevens' haunted reputation. Maybe it wasn't danger she escaped that night, but the uneasy silence that follows when the wild no longer feels empty. She ended her video smiling quietly on the bridge in Seattle. Out there, safety isn't always about what you see. Sometimes, it's about what you feel before anything happens. The video, uploaded on the channel Kev's Outdoor Adventures, opens with Kev and his loyal dog, Chow, setting out for a wild camp on Hunter's Hill in Cumbria, England. The area is steeped in eerie folklore, especially its connection to the Old Corpse Road, a route once used to carry the dead over the hills for burial.
Today, we're at Mardale in Penrith. I've got Chow with us. There's a car up there. So we'll just park there. We're going to head up Haunted Hill. We've been here before, last year. I didn't get a video of it. So this time, I'm going to do a video and let you see the area where we are. Up this side, Chow. Here, up here. Chow. Wants to wander off. There it is, guys. Old Corpse Road. Come on up here. So we're going to head up here. I'll bring us back, but we'll get so far up to north a bit. Unbelievable view, isn't it? The water's right down, as you can see. That little island wasn't sure last time I was here. So, heading up this way. I'll let Chow off his leader before long, just to make sure there's no sheep and that about. So I'll bring us back when we get further up.
Kev explains that he had visited this place before but hadn't captured it on film. This time, he intends to document everything. He walks through the rugged terrain, showing breathtaking views of the lake below, its waterline unusually low, revealing small islands once submerged. Kev describes the history of the region. Years ago, a devastating flood swept through the valley, drowning the old village of Mardale beneath the reservoir. The Old Corpse Road, he adds, was once used to transport bodies by horseback to nearby towns for burial, a grim ritual etched into the land's memory. Locals have long claimed that those who camp here still hear footsteps at night, and even the sound of horses galloping across the hills.
Many moons ago, there was a flood, I think from Manchester, in the reservoir, and Mardale was a village, and the water swooped down, wiped out the village, and killed a lot of residents, which is horrible. And this hill that me and Chow came up today is called Old Corpse Road. So what they used to do was, they used to get the bodies on ponies and they would carry them on horseback up this hill to the next town, which is a few miles away. I think it was Shap or something like that. I think that's what it was called anyway. And they would carry them up here one at a time on the back of a horse and take them to the dead bodies to the other city to get buried. And then there's rumours being told that over the years people have been coming here camping and they've heard people walking about, they've heard horses running around the field where they are, up the hill. They've looked outside and there's been nobody about. So, like I say, last time I was here, me and Chow, he was flat out. I'm lying in my bivvy watching a film on my phone, and it just sounded like somebody was walking around outside my tent in the long grass, scuffling in the long grass, walking around. I went out, had a look. Nobody there.
Kev recalls one such night himself, lying in his bivvy, hearing faint movements outside his tent, the sound of someone walking slowly through the long grass. When he stepped out to check, no one was there. As the night deepens, the wind grows stronger. Then, a sound cuts through it, deliberate, rhythmic, close. Kev wakes instantly, whispering into the camera, unsure if what he's hearing is real or imagined.
Sounds like something's outside, walking about. I know it's windy, but what's that? I didn't know if you can hear it or not. Right guys, I'm going to turn this light off. Fuck. I'm going to try and get some sleep. I know it's windy, but I just saw it, those footsteps outside as well. Can't hear it now, like, but knowing you feel like people walk around in long grass, makes it a rustling sound. That's what it was like.
It isn't the tent flapping or the tarp rustling. It's footsteps, slow, heavy, human. He turns off his headlamp and listens, breath held, as the noise continues just outside. Hours later, with dawn breaking, Kev begins to pack. He tries to rationalize what happened, but admits the sounds were too precise, too human, to be explained by wind or wildlife.
Alright guys, we're all getting packed up. It's a bit nippy, windy. I think we're gonna go now. It's all like sick. Well, not sick, but like, it's a bit nippy. So, I'm gonna get the tent down. Put the stuff to put in the bag. I get this tent down, and when we get out of Dodge City, I'll bring it back when we're all packed up to the off a bit. Right guys, we're all packed up, we're heading back down now. It's getting very cold now. As you can see, after our camps, leaving no rubbish. Charles got his coat on because it's bloody cold. So we're going to head back down now. Bring it back. Yeah. Get it. Ciao! This way, come on! Got his hood on. Right, come on.
As he and Chow descend the hill, the tension lingers. He laughs nervously on camera, but the unease is clear in his voice. The encounter could have been caused by shifting wind patterns or wildlife moving through the grass. Yet the timing and the sound's deliberate rhythm suggests something else. Could the old Corpse Roads legend still echo through the land, carried by those who never left? Was Kev really alone on that hill, or did he share the night with something older, something tied to the valley's buried past? Sometimes, what we dismiss as folklore is simply history refusing to rest. On June 26, 2025, a video uploaded to the channel Uncle Reggie begins with the host setting up his small tent after a grueling, unplanned hike that left him overloaded and exhausted. He kicks off his boots, ready to rest, and speaks candidly to the camera. This is his first solo camping trip away from home. Though he tries to sound confident, there's an edge of unease in his voice. Being miles deep in the woods, completely alone, carries a very different kind of silence, one that presses in from all sides. Reggie admits that YouTube videos don't prepare you for the real sounds of the wilderness, the strange, unidentifiable noises that creep in once the sun sets. As night falls, he keeps his firearm tucked under his legs, within reach, a small comfort against the vast emptiness beyond the tent walls.
Did you hear that? Never heard that before. But one thing I do know is animals don't like fire. So that is why I made sure I had a fire. It's definitely getting closer. All I know, if something happens, it's gonna happen on camera. That's for sure. And it's so dark in the woods that when you look up in the sky, it looks like it's actually could be earlier than what it is. But it's actually 10 o'clock. Whatever it is, it's getting closer. But we shall see.
Then it happens. A noise, faint but unmistakable, breaks the stillness. He freezes. "Did you hear that?" he whispers. He's never heard anything like it before. The sound repeats. Closer this time, deliberate in rhythm. He reminds himself of one thing. Animals don't like fire. That's why he made sure the flames stay alive. The tension grows. The forest, once peaceful, now feels alive, as if watching. Reggie's breathing quickens. His voice trembles as he mutters, "All I know is if something happens, it's going to happen on camera." The noise edges nearer, each pause between sounds heavier than the last. He finally decides to retreat inside his tent, whispering that the fear has taken over. Whatever it is, it's getting closer. But I'm about to get in here and lay down.
A little info about the camping. Of course, I overdone it with some things. I'm starting to observe that what's changing is I'm getting rid of this sleeping bag, and yeah, I'm gonna do it a little different. But I really did enjoy it. Whenever I finally calmed down, I had to call somebody to make me feel better. Hearing these noises, they do play a trick on your mind. So be prepared for that. Make sure you're not somewhere too far where you don't got absolutely no signal, and especially for your first time. But yeah, I did plan on showing y'all everything I had. I don't think that's gonna actually happen, because really this is the bulk of my items. About to finish cleaning up, get myself together, find a way to pack a little better this time, so the walk up out of here won't be so excruciating. But enough talking.
By morning, sunlight filters through the trees. Reggie looks visibly drained but relieved. He admits he didn't sleep much. To cope with the anxiety, he stayed on the phone with someone the entire night, just to feel less alone, just in case something happened. The rest of his video turns reflective. He laughs nervously, acknowledging how he overpacked, but also how unprepared he was for the psychological side of solo camping. The isolation, he explains, can play tricks on your mind, the kind that no survival gear can protect you from. It's likely that the sounds Reggie heard were from nearby wildlife, perhaps deer or small animals moving through dry brush. Yet, the psychological weight of solitude in the dark can distort perception, turning every noise into a threat. Still, the deliberate rhythm of the sounds he described leaves room for doubt. Was it just the forest testing his nerves? Or something else drawn to the only flicker of firelight for miles? Out here, it's not always what you see that terrifies you most. It's what you can't. The video uploaded to the channel The Haggett Project begins with Jake setting up for a wild camp near Mount Rainier in Washington State, USA. His goal is simple, to test a brand new sleep system in real conditions. But the environment around Mount Rainier quickly proves unforgiving. Strong winds sweep up from the valley, and thick fog rolls in, swallowing the landscape in gray.
rather windy here because we're out in the open, and most of the wind is coming up from the valley. You get a few gusts here and there, but I think we're gonna be all right. If not, I've got a backup plan I'll show you here in a second. Backup plan if it gets too windy, this little side road here. It's nice and flat, and the wind doesn't quite reach there because there's a little shelf of these trees.
After hours of driving and 2 more hours spent assembling the complicated setup, exhaustion begins to take its toll. He laughs weakly, admitting the gear took far longer to assemble than expected. The air smells fresh and sharp, laced with Douglas fir. His clothes are damp with dew, and everything at this altitude seems to hold moisture. By nightfall, he finally crawls into his sleeping bag, skipping dinner entirely. He sets up a small time-lapse camera to capture the stars before shutting off his light. The camp glows faintly against the mountain backdrop, peaceful, yet isolated.
It's a little strange. It's not perfect. It's massive though. Look at the size comparison to the vehicle there. It's Mount Butte up there, surrounded in clouds. It's officially dark, so I'm gonna continue to get some lights set up. So pretty hungry. I ended up taking like 2 hours to get this, whatever you call it, set up, which, you know, being the first time, that's to be expected, I guess. There's just this really nice smell in the air around here. I guess it's the Douglas firs. Oh my goodness. This chair is soaked. Everything when you're high up gets soaked with all the dew. So as you saw from earlier, this is the whole dome thing. But inside, since this doesn't have a floor or keep the bugs out, I've set up what they call a tandem tent. Strung the top of it to the tarp poles that hold this thing up, and then staked out the bottom. I got my sleeping pad in there and the sleeping bag and pretty much ready to rock. And there's my little night light. There's the full effect. Not gonna lie, I am exhausted. Spot I was tempting to go to. I had never been there before and couldn't even drive to the end of it. Basically, a lot of driving, so I'm contemplating whether I should start cooking dinner or just bag it. So I'm leaning towards that. The stars are out. I'll use this camera and I'll set it up to do some time lapse. Probably go to bed, wake up early, and do some cooking tomorrow.
A few hours later, Jake wakes to the distant hoots of owls. But something else is wrong.
There's a couple owls that have been around this area. Pretty cool to listen to. And I'm glad I woke up when I did because my phone died again. And so I'm using this as a backup. And I'm able to charge my phone camera battery.
His phone battery has died again, and the camera battery isn't far behind. He scrambles to connect a backup charger in the dim light, muttering about how quickly everything drained in the cold. Then comes the real problem: condensation. Because his inner tent is only a mesh bug screen, the droplets from the tarp above are seeping through and falling onto his sleeping bag. The protective dome system he was testing has failed its first trial. Through the night, water keeps dripping from above. His voice grows tired and resigned as he describes the situation. The wind won't stop, everything's soaked, and rest is impossible. By dawn, the temperature drops further, and cooking becomes impossible in the gusts. He decides to abort the test and pack up early, visibly worn out but relieved to be heading back down. The failure was likely caused by the steep temperature drop and high humidity near Mount Rainier, leading to condensation buildup inside the shelter. The experimental setup, without a proper floor or insulation, couldn't handle the moisture load. But even more revealing was how fatigue and exposure amplified every small issue, turning a routine test into a survival challenge. The mountain didn't threaten him with wildlife or storms, only with its quiet indifference. How many campers mistake a test of gear for a test of will? Out here, comfort and control can vanish overnight, and nature always decides when the experiment ends. In the fall of 2020, a woman named Lauren began noticing strange occurrences around her property, things she couldn't easily explain. Her backyard was filled with trees, but one in particular caught her attention. Unlike the others, it appeared lifeless, yet oddly beautiful, surrounded by bright red leaves. Curious, she examined it closely, noticing unusual holes and strange objects embedded in its trunk.
So I have a bunch of trees in my backyard, but there's this one that doesn't look like the other trees. So I'm gonna go check that one out because it has pretty red leaves or flowers next to it, and it's interesting. Here's the tree. It's dead, but it's very pretty. And there's these weird things that are in it. I don't know what that's for. And it has crazy holes that I like. But here's the pretty red things. Flowers. No, they're leaves. Those are leaves. Oh, I like you. What is that?
For almost a year, nothing else happened. Then in 2021, things took a darker turn.
So I'm walking around the fence line of my property, and I've noticed someone or something has put something on pretty much all of my fence posts. I don't know if someone's like fucking with me or that this is something else, but like it's literally all like bones or like a creepy doll. I don't know what that was.
While walking along her fence line one afternoon, Lauren discovered that every fence post had been marked with disturbing items, bones, broken dolls, and other unrecognizable objects. Whether this was the work of a person or something else entirely was unclear. Days later, more incidents began to unfold. She would hear noises outside, but every time she checked, no one was there.
But I'm not sorry that I can't find something. 19 minutes!
Luna, come on.
On one occasion, after returning indoors, an unseen force seemed to tug her hair upward, an eerie moment caught on her home security camera. A few nights later, while she was on a call with her boyfriend, her front door suddenly slammed shut and locked, on its own, trapping her outside. Her dog Luna remained inside alone, barking and pacing nervously near the window. Lauren called out, but there was no response, only silence.
Dude, my fucking door just closed. Yes, and it's locked. I just got locked out of my house. Yes, nobody's here.
That's kind of scary. Where's the door?
Luna! Luna's inside by herself. I don't even see her in there. Hang on.
Take a rash. Lady? Hello? Oh, fuck, she's nudged us.
For the next 2 months, everything went quiet. Then late one night, the peace shattered when someone began knocking on her window.
Luna, come here. Sit. Come here. Fuck. Hang on. Can't see.
She tried to look outside but saw nothing. Fear took over as she checked her backyard, still no one was there. What caused these events remains unknown. After that final night, Lauren stopped posting altogether. A TikToker recently recounted a deeply unsettling night she experienced while camping alone in her tent. According to her post, she was suddenly awakened around 3:44 a.m. by what sounded like extremely loud music echoing through the forest, not the kind of noise one would expect in the wilderness.
I am so exhausted because I had the weirdest experience of my life last night. While sleeping in my tent, I woke up at 3:44 to some extremely loud music playing in the middle of the forest, like new age, XXYY with ZZ, I don't know how to say it, spiritual type stuff. And it was so loud. It was like a religious stadium had music playing at 3:44 in the morning or something. I don't know how to explain it. It went on for hours. And it freaked me the F out. I seriously was like, did I die? Like, what's going on? Don't go too far.
The sound was unlike anything she had heard before, filled with chanting and spiritual rhythms that felt almost ritualistic. It reminded her of a massive gathering, as if some sort of ceremony or festival was taking place deep within the trees. The music continued for hours, growing more unnerving with every minute. She described feeling disoriented and terrified, questioning whether something supernatural was happening or if she had somehow wandered into the wrong place at the wrong time. By dawn, the sounds had vanished without explanation, leaving behind only silence and confusion. For her, it became one of the strangest and most disturbing experiences she had ever faced. What would you do if you woke up to that kind of sound in the middle of the woods? The TikTok page. Trail Tracker TV is best known for showcasing breathtaking views of mountain landscapes and peaceful hiking trails. But one particular upload caught viewers' attention for a much darker reason. In this video, the creator, who often hikes solo, claimed to have recorded the footage while exploring deep in the Appalachian Mountains. The clip begins like any other, showing the forest around him. But moments later, a chilling voice can be heard echoing through the trees. The sound seems to be someone crying out for help, the tone both desperate and distorted human, yet somehow not quite right. Longtime locals often share a warning about these mountains. If the voices sound close, they're far away, but if they sound distant, they're near. The video offers no clear explanation for the source of the cries. They seem to come from somewhere deep within the forest, or perhaps far closer than anyone would want to believe. These hunters were perched high in a tree stand when something terrifying broke the stillness of the forest. Out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream pierced the air, raw, guttural, and unlike anything they had ever heard before. It sounded disturbingly human at first, like a woman crying out in agony, gasping for air as if in her final moments. But beneath that shriek was something else, a low rumbling growl that seemed to come from deep within the woods. The combination of the two sounds, one painfully human, the other unmistakably animalistic, left the hunters frozen in fear. Whatever was making that noise, it didn't belong to any creature they recognized. And up there in the trees, with the echo still ringing through the forest, they could only listen and hope it wasn't getting closer. It was a bright afternoon at Lake Sis, a quiet and secluded area deep in rural Maine. Sue and a friend had been driving around for hours, laughing, talking, and filming their day for fun. Everything seemed ordinary until later.
The same diseases, you know, and you fuck.
That's fucking great, dude.
While reviewing the footage after uploading it to YouTube, viewers noticed something the pair had completely missed in the moment. In the distance, a strange humanoid figure could be seen moving along the tree line. The sighting was brief, just a fleeting glimpse, but enough to unsettle many who watched the video. The figure's shape and movement didn't seem to match any known animal. Some speculated it could have been a person, while others believed it might be something far stranger. Because the clip was so short and distant, no one has been able to say for sure what they captured that day at Lake Sis. This camper was hiking through the Appalachian Mountains when he noticed something strange inside an old hollow tree. As he zoomed in with his camera, he was stunned by what he saw. Something unsettling was concealed within the trunk. For a brief moment, he caught sight of long, twisted hands and glimmering eyes staring back at him before disappearing into the darkness. When exploring the Appalachian Mountains, locals say there are certain rules you should never ignore. One of them warns never stare at a single spot for too long because you might notice something you wish you hadn't. The person who filmed this video broke that rule and ended up capturing something strange on camera. While walking a familiar path, he noticed what appeared to be a head-shaped figure among the trees. It wasn't there before, and it didn't look like any tree stump or fallen branch. He had walked this trail many times, but this was new, and it didn't seem connected to anything around it. Fortunately, nothing happened to him afterward. Still, the brief glimpse he recorded remains deeply unsettling. This small town located near the Appalachian Trail has long been surrounded by eerie tales, from unexplained deaths to strange paranormal occurrences. One family decided to camp in the nearby mountains, believing it would be the perfect getaway for their children to play and explore. But their peaceful trip quickly turned into something far more unsettling. As the father filmed his kids enjoying the outdoors, they suddenly ran back toward him in fear. Confused, he pointed his camera toward the trees, and that's when he noticed it. Through the lens, a large shadowy figure could be seen moving silently among the trees, its shape barely visible, but unmistakably massive. This video, filmed by a woman named Katie while staying at a lodge, is genuinely disturbing. In the clip, a man can be seen standing outside, silently staring through her window. Katie soon realized he was the same individual she had noticed earlier in the day. Unsure of how to handle the situation, she contacted the police. Officers arrived promptly and spoke with the man, who claimed he was a guest in a nearby cabin. After evaluating the circumstances, they determined he wasn't committing any crime and left. However, the man remained outside, continuing to watch Katie's lodge. Feeling uneasy, she and her companion chose to stay inside for the rest of the night. The following morning, they called the police again to gather more information. Authorities revealed that the man had informed them he suffered from schizophrenia. The revelation raised an unsettling question. What might have occurred if she hadn't called for help? Interestingly, when officers were present, his demeanor shifted completely, as if he was fully aware of his behavior. A group of teenagers headed out for a weekend getaway in the forest. They parked their van, settled in, and were enjoying the calm surroundings when movement among the trees caught their attention.
It's like, yo, fellas. Yo, what? Yo, look, holy shit. Look over there, dude. Yo, look over there. Dude, what? Yo, what's it? Yo! See that? Is that it? Hello? Yo, you see that, dude? Look. Yo, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, go. Get the fuck out.
Moments later, a dark, furry figure appeared, walking upright before abruptly dropping to all fours and charging toward them. Panic broke out instantly as the group scrambled to escape one of them, managing to record the chaotic moment on camera. The footage shows a creature that appears unsettlingly human, yet unmistakably wild. Whatever it was, the encounter left them terrified, an experience none of them would ever forget. Chris had just arrived back at his home in Appalachia when something unusual drew his attention. Through the window, he noticed a pair of glowing eyes staring directly at him, motionless and unblinking. Acting fast, he took a photo, but within seconds, the eyes vanished into the darkness. Later, Chris posted the image on Reddit, hoping someone could identify what he had seen. Some users suggested it might have been a common animal reflecting light, but in the Appalachian region, nothing is ever certain. A man was hiking through the Appalachian region when he suddenly heard a strange noise echoing through the forest. A harsh, scratchy hiss that seemed to vibrate in the air. The sound lasted for several seconds, deep and unnerving, yet nothing could be seen in the footage. Some viewers speculated it might have come from a large animal, possibly a bear or mountain lion. Others believed it could be connected to the many unexplained legends and mysterious accounts that surround the Appalachian wilderness. One night, Instagram user That Girl Christina noticed something unusual happening at her home.
So we just heard a loud crash.
After hearing a loud crash outside, she stepped out to check, and what she found was beyond explanation.
That's a whole tree.
Someone threw a tree at our house?
It went through this basket, through this table, and down there.
A full-size tree had somehow impaled her house. Instead of toppling across the roof as a fallen tree normally would, the trunk was lodged upright, piercing through a table and extending straight into the night sky like a massive spear. The angle made no sense, leaving her and viewers baffled. How could something like this possibly happen? A home security camera recorded something eerie one night, deep in the Appalachian region. In the footage, a dark, humanoid shape appeared, its eyes glowing brightly in the darkness. Just moments later, it vanished without a trace. The brief appearance and sudden disappearance left the homeowners deeply unsettled. They couldn't stop wondering who or what had been caught on their camera. Some even speculated it might be linked to the long-standing Bigfoot legends of the Appalachian Mountains. Deep within the woods, an explorer came across something unusual, a glass jar wedged between the tangled roots of a massive tree. Throughout many cultures, legends speak of dark entities sealed inside containers to keep their power contained. Opening one, it's said, could release something dangerous. This discovery didn't feel like finding hidden treasure, but rather a silent warning. Fortunately, the explorer chose not to open it. One night, a man spotted a strange pair of glowing eyes moving across his property.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. You need to leave.
Grabbing his gun, he stepped outside, determined to confront whatever was out there. As soon as he fired a warning shot, the figure darted into the darkness. What made the encounter especially disturbing was the height of the eyes, nearly 7 feet off the ground. The man was certain of one thing: whatever he saw that night wasn't human, and it wasn't any animal he knew. A man went to inspect his cabins deep in the woods when he came across a bizarre and unsettling sight. In the clearing ahead, a group of women stood silently, each wearing headsets and moving in a trance-like manner as if under some kind of ritual or strange influence. Their motions were slow and deliberate, almost meditative, until suddenly they stopped. Some lay face down on the gravel, others stood rigidly facing the trees, and a few were twisted unnaturally on the ground, their feet bent at impossible angles. Even if this was merely a form of unconventional meditation, the scene appeared deeply eerie and unsettling. A woman once snapped a selfie while hiking along the Appalachian Trail, but when she later posted it online, viewers noticed something strange. Behind her stood an unusual figure. It appeared to have antlers, yet its shape looked oddly human, far too human to be a normal animal. Some claimed the photo showed a Wendigo, or the mythical deer man said to wander forest paths. Skeptics, however, insisted it was simply pareidolia, the mind interpreting random shapes as familiar forms. The woman has never commented on the image, and in the photo she seems to smile calmly beside it. Still, most agree it was probably just an ordinary animal caught at the right moment. This footage was recorded in Dudleytown, Connecticut, not far from the Appalachian Trail. On June 17, 2006, a family spotted a dark, shadowy figure moving through the woods behind their home. Worried it could be an intruder, they attempted several times to capture it on camera but failed. Then, on a cloudy afternoon, they finally managed to record something unusual.
No! What is that?
In the video, a faint, almost transparent figure can be seen gliding between the trees at the edge of their property, a shadowy shape that seemed to move on its own. This footage was recorded in a small, quiet town in Kentucky near the Appalachian Mountains. Late one night, a man was returning home from work. The streets were deserted, illuminated only by the glow of the streetlights. As he crossed a nearby bridge, he noticed something strange near the corner and pointed his flashlight toward it.
Shine right where you were. Shine there. What the fuck is that? I'm from PA, I don't even know what that is. ghost of it. Just peeking out and looking at us. What the fuck is that?
That's when he saw it, a reflective shine followed by the faint outline of a figure partially hidden beneath the bridge. The shape appeared to be crouching, watching from the shadows. It's unclear what exactly it was, and no further details about the encounter have ever been shared. Whatever the creature might have been remains a mystery. This video was shared by a man named Mike, who began noticing movement near the edge of the woods behind his home. Feeling both curious and uneasy, he decided to take a flashlight one night to investigate. What he recorded was strange, a mysterious shape partially visible behind the trees.
Maybe creature or some sort of monster. I have no idea what it is, but just saying it's sweat. Just try to find it. What the hell is that?
Its form appeared unnatural, leading some to speculate it could be a creature, an alien, or something else entirely. The footage is brief and unclear, leaving many to wonder whether it shows something real hiding in the darkness or just a clever hoax. As always, it's up to the viewer to decide what they believe. Alicia the Explorer and her boyfriend rented a small, cozy cabin deep in the woods for a weekend getaway. As they settled in, something strange appeared in the background of their recording.
This place is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the somebody in there with you?
It's unclear what exactly was captured, whether it was a person, an animal, or something else entirely, but the brief figure visible behind them was undeniably disturbing. Whatever it was, the moment left viewers deeply unsettled, almost as much as people who still haven't subscribed to the channel. This is the Fugate family, an Appalachian family known for their distinct blue-tinted skin. The unusual trait was the result of a rare blood condition called methemoglobinemia, which was passed down through generations due to isolation and intermarriage. It began in the 1820s with Martin Fugate and Elizabeth Smith, whose children carried the recessive gene. Over time, many of their descendants inherited it. Despite their unusual appearance, most lived long and healthy lives. One descendant, Luna Stacy, lived to the age of 77 and had 13 children. The final known, Blue Fugate, was born in 1975, marking the end of this rare genetic lineage. This security footage shows a homeowner's dog standing near the door, staring intently into the yard. The dog begins to bark as something outside seems to grab its attention and startle it. Moments later, a strange pair of legs can be seen darting across the background, moving quickly before disappearing from view. The dog freezes, clearly confused by what it just witnessed. If you watch closely, the legs appear small and move with unusual speed, adding to the mystery of the clip. The dog's reaction brings an eerie twist to this already unsettling moment. This video was filmed by a woman named Ava Leons from Tennessee. In the early spring of 2020, Ava decided to take on the famous Appalachian Trail, a destination that attracts thousands of hikers and outdoor enthusiasts each year. By the third day of her journey, everything had gone as planned. The weather was calm and the trail was quiet. However, around 10 a.m. that calmness suddenly shifted when she heard a strange aggressive sound coming from somewhere along the path ahead. Curious but cautious, Ava stepped slightly off the main trail and began recording to see what she might find.
Guys, I was out here hunting, and I'm so startled right now. I think I may have stumbled across a Bigfoot. I'm just not sure. Here, let's see if you guys can tell. I'm so startled right now. I'm so startled. Yeah, it looks like there's two Bigfoots. I don't know. It looks like he's got a dead deer in his arm or something. I'm not sure. Oh my god, I think he sees me. I have to go.
What her camera captured turned out to be far more unsettling than she expected. In the video, two large, dark figures can be seen in the distance. They appear to resemble apes, yet their size and posture seem far beyond anything known to science. Some viewers believe the footage might show a pair of Bigfoots carrying something in their arms. Others argue the low quality of the recording makes it impossible to verify, suggesting it could easily be a hoax. Regardless of what it truly shows, the clip remains eerie and difficult to explain. This woman was walking through the woods when she suddenly came across something disturbing. Ahead of her was a strange mound that looked like a grave. No one knew where it came from or who made it. Some even thought maybe someone had been attacked by a bear.
We're walking in the woods, and we come across this creepy thing. I don't even know where it came from, but it looks like a grave, so we're gonna come check it out. Who the fuck knows whose it is? Someone done got ate by a bear out here.
The chilling question lingered, could there really be a body inside? Two women thought they had found the perfect place to camp, peaceful, secluded, and quiet. But soon after setting up, the calm was shattered by terrifying sounds echoing through the woods. Startled, they pulled out a phone to record what was happening.
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something. Are they getting closer, Joy? No? A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
The noises grew louder, unlike anything they had heard before. Not coyotes, not any animal they could recognize. Moments later, a biker passed through the area and the unsettling sounds intensified. Whether that biker was ever seen again remains unknown. In a TikTok clip posted by Rubber Flamingo, he can be seen hiking through the Appalachian Mountains when he begins to hear strange noises. The sounds echo through the thick forest, each one sending a chill down his spine. As he listens more carefully, uncertainty takes over. What could be creating those noises? Could it be wildlife or something far more mysterious hiding in the dark stretches of the Appalachian wilderness? Though he's used to the sounds of nature, this moment leaves him deeply unsettled. Now you'll have to see the video for yourself. On April 30th, 2011, a group of hikers at Kingman's Dome came across something unusual. They quickly pulled out their cameras and began recording. The footage captured a tall, furry figure moving in the distance.
What's he doing?
At first glance, it seemed like a bear, but when it stood upright and started walking, its long legs became visible. Some viewers claimed it was a person in a costume, while others insisted it could be an actual Bigfoot towering over the trees. One observer pointed out that when compared to people in the foreground, the figure appeared to stand at least 9 feet tall, possibly more. This house sits near the edge of a forest where one night, the family's dog began barking uncontrollably at something hidden among the trees. The owners, puzzled by the behavior, tried to calm the animal until they too noticed movement in the dark woods. They grabbed a camera, but whatever it was didn't appear clearly on video. Strange lights seemed to flash between the trees, flickering and shifting, as if several glowing figures were moving together.
Wow.
It's not showing up on camera.
Hey, show it.
Stop. There it is. There it is. What is it? Oh, there's a bunch of them. What are they? They're blinking, y'all.
There's lights out there.
Are those coyotes?
I don't know, but they're them.
Yeah, those are coyotes.
Is that what they are?
They're
them
blinking.
sure out there. They're sure out
There's
there.
a bunch. Look.
Yeah, I see those eyes right there.
Glenn. Glenn!
You see that?
What is that? What is it?
Wow, that's them.
It looks going like it going up and down. It is.
It was. There, to see the others over in the
Yes.
trees?
I'm getting it on camera. Leave the flashlight right there, Mom. I know. I'm just kind of looking. What is it? Yes,
Yeah,
there
there
is.
too.
You're down too low. Oh my God, y'all.
There's something just
Oh, it's
coming.
down.
That's why his head was going up and down.
The family watched in confusion, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. For a moment, it looked like eyes reflecting in the dark, or perhaps animals moving in the brush. The lights bobbed up and down, giving the impression of multiple shapes among the trees. But as the flashlight caught the source, the mystery quickly unraveled. It wasn't anything supernatural at all. The strange motion and flashing eyes came from a cow grazing nearby its head, rising and lowering in the dark. This mystery for once had a simple explanation. In 2015, a teenager in Turner, Maine was out walking their dog when they captured a short video that drew widespread attention. The footage appeared to show a large, upright figure moving slowly through the area. Researcher Bill Brock later visited the scene and discovered footprints measuring around 15 inches long, much larger than any human track. Skeptics argued it could have been a person in a suit or a camera illusion, but no evidence of a hoax was ever found. To this day, the clip remains one of Maine's most discussed Bigfoot encounters, continuing to fuel the legend years later. Uploaded on October 9, 2025, this video from the Outdoor Gear Review follows Luke, known for testing gear and braving real storms. This time he returns to North Carolina's Green Forest, a place soaked by rain and heavy silence. On his last trip, strange noises and a sudden crash left him uneasy. Now under a gray sky and distant thunder, he's back to find out what he missed.
This tree here is about 20 feet long. I can barely lift the rooted end. I'm not able to carry the entire tree. I could drag it a short distance, but even that would be difficult. The thing is, that morning when I came up to this tree, there were no drag marks on the ground. There were no holes in the ground where the tree was and then fell over. Looking at the roots here, you can see there's no dirt on them, meaning that this tree had been uprooted for a long time. Then somehow this thing ended up here. I wish I could tell you all how this happened, but I do not have an explanation. What did I just find here? That's interesting, everyone. That is a tree marker used by scientists and whatnot to monitor tree growth and other conditions. That means this area was being studied for something. What's interesting though, there's only one marker. I've not seen any more. Usually when you find one, you'll find like a million of them. That is pretty unusual, to be honest.
As the rain eases, Luke makes his way back to a fallen tree, the same one that blocked his path on the previous trip. It's massive, nearly 20 feet long, lying perfectly across the trail. The roots are dry, clean, and untouched by mud. There are no drag marks, no torn soil, no sign it fell naturally. Somehow it had been moved here. He scans the forest, describing it as dense and claustrophobic, a maze of spruce and moss that hides everything beyond a few feet. He finds a scientific marker nailed to a trunk, a tag meant for monitoring tree growth. But there's only one of them. No pattern, no others nearby.
Because of all of these ferns. Tell me, folks, tell me this is not a green forest. So this just caught my attention here. Look at how this moss has been torn off of this tree. That's a pretty good size scrape, larger than my hand by a bit. We got some deer tracks going through here. I don't see anything, but I definitely heard something. It could literally be right over there and we wouldn't see it. And again, it's because this forest is so thick, so dense. I could have swore I heard something walking through the forest. It came from over here. Let's go check it out. When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. That tells me that something else is out here with me. Or there's a change in the weather, possibly a storm coming or something like that. Both can influence basically the noises that you hear in the forest. Completely silent.
The deeper he walks, the stranger the atmosphere becomes. Thick vegetation presses in on all sides and every sound seems swallowed before it travels. Luke finds claw marks on a tree far larger than his hand. The camera lingers, showing the grooves shining with moisture, then faint footsteps. He stops listening. It's not wind, it's not rain. Slow, deliberate steps move between the trees, and the silence that follows feels heavier than the sound itself. The forest goes completely still, the kind of silence that makes the air tighten. Luke speaks softly, noting that even the birds have stopped.
I am now hearing quite a bit of thunder from the north, and it concerns me. I could be completely wrong. I don't have cell phone service, but without a doubt, there's a thunderstorm out there, and based upon what I see with the clouds here, it's coming this way. I'm hearing something. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it sounds like footsteps. A tree just came down. It sounded like footsteps and like cracking wood. I think I just saw something move way back behind those trees. I am positive I saw something. We will hike over there once I'm finished up with lunch here. Unfortunately, everything in this forest is fallen and broken, so finding the exact spot may not be easy. Maybe it will be, but there's a possibility it won't.
By late afternoon, thunder rumbles from the south as fog drifts through the trees. Luke sets up his tarp shelter quick and light before the next storm. Rain begins to fall, tapping softly on the fabric. Then a sharp crack splits the silence. A tree crashes nearby and Luke spots something moving deep between the trunks before it fades into the fog. When quiet returns, he sits by camp, brushing away flies. The forest feels alive, wet, heavy breathing. Then a dull thud breaks the stillness, like something moving through the soaked ground as lightning flashes above. Viewers offered mixed theories. Some blamed weather and geology, quartz stone storm silence. Others noted trees don't move on their own and footsteps don't echo like that. A few warned the green forest might hide more than animals. As lightning flashes, Luke packs up, vowing to return with trail cameras. If it wasn't the storm or an animal, what was pacing around his camp in the fog? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Uploaded on June 23rd, 2025, this video comes from Exploring with Angelo, a channel known for real outdoor exploration and paranormal documentation. In this recording, Angelo, his friend Lomar, and his dog Kia traveled to the remote mountains of Nova Scotia, Canada, an area long associated with reports of strange noises and Bigfoot sightings. What begins as a simple overnight camp quickly turns into something far less ordinary.
I think that was the last rough trail that we had to drive down. Yeah, so we have the tarp going around and should have that set up in a few moments. And then I'm gonna definitely light up the cooker because I'm hungry.
Yeah. Now what you're gonna want to do is put it on the hottest spot so it sears, which is basically right there. Got a pretty good sear so far on one side. These sausages are cooking fast. Lomar was explaining the story. So you said there was 2 sightings or just one? 1902 no. And then 2019?
Yeah, there was one. There's a few in the area, I know that.
Okay.
One of them was in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, so as he was saying, there was one apparently that was seen along like the side of one of the roads in this area. Then what was it? Ran over the mountain and then into the valley?
It ran over the guardrail.
Oh,
into
here. Okay. Yeah. So there is a possibility that a Bigfoot is living out here, and who knows what the hell else could possibly be out here. You never really know. There have been rumors of this place being haunted as well, so sightings of apparitions and noises and all sorts of weird things.
The footage opens with faint knocks, low groans, and distant growls. Angelo explains that they've entered a region with a long history of unusual encounters. The weather is wet and cold. As they drive along muddy back roads, the forest grows dense branches, scraping the sides of the vehicles. After searching for a clearing, they finally set up camp, stretching a tarp between 2 cars to create shelter from the rain. They gather damp firewood and manage to light a small fire. Dinner begins with New York strip steak and spicy Italian sausages cooked over open flame. The rain continues, but the mood remains calm. Angelo seasons his food with salt, pepper, and garlic while Kia waits nearby. After eating, they drink coffee and talk about past reports of Bigfoot sightings in the area, including one from 1902 and another from 2019, both describing a large creature moving through fences and across roads.
Oh, it looks pretty abandoned, I think. Actually, it looks like they're kind of doing something on the inside. Huh. Hello? Anybody here? Yeah, I don't know if anybody actually like lives here. It could just be like a hunting shack or something. It starts freaking pouring. What was that? Okay, I just heard something. It sounded like something metal. Okay. Alright, somebody explain how that just happened. That, like, metal bucket looking thing is now on the ground. What the fuck? Someone here? I could have sworn that was like, I'm pretty sure that was like right there in front of the door. Hello? It's creepy. Oh, here's something. What is that? I'm hearing something back there. Weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and put that back. I don't know how the hell that went flying, but...
Later, Angelo decides to investigate a nearby cabin. The path is muddy and visibility is poor. When he reaches the porch, a sudden metallic crash breaks the silence. A heavy bucket falls to the ground. He looks around but sees no one. The bucket, he notes, is heavy and couldn't have fallen easily. As the rain picks up, he returns to camp.